Have you ever really stopped to think about what's happening when you move money around on your phone? It feels so fast, so modern. Honestly, it feels kind of like magic. But the real story behind it is, well, it's way more surprising. And it all starts with technology that's actually older than the internet itself.
You know exactly what I'm talking about, right? You pull out your phone, open that slick banking app, tap the screen a couple of times, and boom, money just zips from one place to another. It feels seamless, instant. It's really designed to make you feel like the future of finance is right here in your hand.
But what's really going on behind the curtain? What's the engine that's actually running under that shiny, polished hood? Because that slick, modern experience you're having, well, let's just say it's a bit of an illusion.
Yep, you heard that right. At the very core of many of the world's biggest, most important financial institutions is technology that is over half a century old. We're talking about systems that were designed when computers took up entire rooms and the internet wasn't even a thing yet.
So you're probably wondering, how can something feel so new on the surface, but be so ancient underneath? Well, it's kind of like building a super fancy modern front door on a really, really old house.
And this is the heart of that illusion. What we see, our experience, is all about instant notifications and tapping to pay. But the reality? The truth is that your so-called instant transfer might not actually settle for days. It's all being processed by these centralized, decades-old ledgers that are, at their core, fundamentally slow.
And these old systems, they create some very real problems for us. First, those slow settlement times mean your money can be stuck in limbo for days. Second, being centralized creates this single point of failure, which is a pretty tempting target for hackers. And finally, because all the data is siloed in these private records, simple stuff like sending money internationally becomes this ridiculously complex and inefficient mess. Okay, but what if we could just rip out that old, crumbling foundation and replace it with something brand new? Something that was built for the digital age, right from the ground up. Well, this is where a technology called blockchain enters the picture.
Now, forget all the complicated jargon you've probably heard. At its heart, a blockchain is really just this. It's a shared digital notebook. Seriously, imagine a notebook that's copied onto thousands of computers all over the world. Every time a new entry is made, it's added to every single copy at the exact same time. And here's the kicker. Once it's written down, it can't be changed or erased. Simple, right? But unbelievably powerful. So here's how that actually works in practice. Let's say you want to make a transaction. First, your request gets broadcast out to this massive network of computers. Then all those computers work together to check it and make sure it's valid. Once they agree, they bundle it into a secure encrypted block. And finally, that new block gets permanently attached to the chain, creating this unbreakable, transparent record right from the very start. Okay, so what does all of this actually mean for you, for me, for our money? What happens when we finally drag that 1960s banking core, kicking and screaming, into the present day using this new foundation? Remember those big problems we were just talking about? Well, blockchain offers a direct solution for every single one. Instead of waiting days for your money, transactions can settle in minutes. Instead of one central point of failure, the whole system is spread out across thousands of computers, which makes it incredibly secure. And instead of information being locked away in private silos, you get a shared, transparent record of everything that happens. I mean, look at this. The difference is just staggering when you see it side by side. We go from transactions taking days to settling in minutes. We go from a fragile, centralized system to a resilient, decentralized one. And from opaque, private ledgers to a shared, transparent record. This isn't just an upgrade, you guys. This is a complete revolution in how we can even think about finance.
So I'll leave you with this one thought to chew on. For centuries, we've thought of a bank as a building, right? A company, a central place that we trust with our money. But what if, in the future, a bank isn't a place at all? What if it's just a set of rules, an open, transparent protocol that just runs on the internet, accessible to everyone, everywhere? That is the future this technology is starting to build.